So,
Snow.
Chewy,
Hello.
on my way here, it's been snowing a whole lot. How is your pager doing?
At least 3 people have hit their heads today and needed to call an ambulance.
Were they shoveling or what?
Shh. I don't know. I was sleeping.
See, did you notice how long it took me to get over here?
Yeah.
I pretty much was going average of 45 miles an hour on the roads.
Remember that one time before a farm meet where it was snowing so bad and Scarlett still really wanted to go? So it took us 3 hours to do an hour drive.
Wasn't that New Year's Eve?
Yes.
I thought so.
It was really bad.
Because I was driving Jensen and you were just like, we're going to die. I'm just like, no, we're not.
The average speed was 25 miles an hour on a 55. And, oh God, was it bad. Welcome to winter, and welcome to Fluffed Up, the show for furries, by furries, and wolfletech keeps getting pulled over by the cops. So wolfletech, is this 6th time this year that you've gotten pulled over by the cops?
I lost count at 4.
For something that is never you're actually getting a ticket. It's always something dumb. And what was it this time?
Only in Fall River. License plate light out. Now, to be fair, I'm not being fair, but still, the whole situation of why he pulled me over, it's just pretty much entrapment. But it's gotten to the point where I'm going to the village board because when you've had a conversation with every single village officer in your hometown being pulled over, not just in public talking, there's a problem, especially since I'm involved in the entire community.
Wolfletech's gonna kill somebody. He's gonna start a riot in a tiny community and pull a full-fledged Hong Kong, but just in Fall River.
See, here's the thing though, is I pull me over. Now I pull off to the side of the road because I'm like, all right, this cop has brights on in the middle of the town. I can't see while driving. I'm sensitive to light at night, so I pull over, and one of the first things he says, and this happened literally yesterday. It's just I pull over and he's just like, so why did you pull over? I'm just like, I saw your lights come over. I saw your lights. They were bright. I couldn't see in front of me, so I pull over. Just first thing he then asks is just do you have a medical condition that's on record that you can't see? And I'm like, no, that's something that the DMV doesn't actually record. Is, oh hey, you're sensitive to light. That's not a requirement for them to record. And I know because I filled out the darn form twice to prove that I don't need glasses while driving. But,
so you've had a rough week then, I would say.
I've talked to 3 different officers this week too. One of them pulled me over. 2 of them showed up at the rec department, which is my second job. I'm like, what? Seriously. First of all, the one was kind of there's a car parked on the other side of the school. It's licensed to XYZ person. Are they there? And no one with that last name was on my sheet. And the officer looked at the sheet himself, and he was just like, okay. And then continuously aimlessly walked around my facility. I'm just like, I told you that they're not on this. You can even pretty much look up driver information. And if anybody has a parent that has that same name with a son or daughter, and no, just aimlessly walked around. He immediately walked into the gym, and half the gym stopped bouncing their basketball, being like, what's going on? Because Like, in my 10 years of working at the rec department, I've never had an officer come into the gym looking for one person. And I thought I was going to have, like, some type of crime on my hands because immediately he went towards the black person.
Wow. That took a turn that I was not
I'm just like, wait.
expecting.
Now, it was weird because just like how, like, first of all, rural Wisconsin, we don't have a lot of minorities. Now, that being said, I'm welcome and open to all of them. But it's one of those cases like...
Wolfletech, stop getting on the defensive of things we already know you're okay with.
Just instantly went towards the one person. I'm just like, oh, this is not going to be good. I'm going to have to fill out an incident report. There's cameras. Jeez. The entire gym is watching. And this, keep in mind, this was the busiest night I've had in like 5 years at the gym. So it's like... By the way, if you've ever seen my first unboxing, this is the gym I'm talking about. It was in that gym.
Well, with you having a week like that, I guess my week can be considered sunshine and lollipops. Considering the fact that, I mean, sure, I had to process a bunch of rabbits, and now we have a ton of rabbit meat, which really good pricing and really good deals, but dang, does doing that in the snow... and when it starts snowing while you're doing it suck? But on the plus side, I decided it would be an interesting idea since I was starting to live stream and picking up some steam that I would try to support and participate in the Extra Life stream stuff where you raise money for like local hospitals or organizations and whatnot. And so I gathered a couple people like Addie, wolfletech.
I was there, yeah.
A couple of friends of mine, other friends of mine. Solus was there. And there was an incident where... So we set the goal to a pretty reasonable amount. We started with $100, thinking, oh, we might be able to get up there, and we'll host like a raffle or something for it, and like give away a copy of the game or something. And... while we're playing the game, someone in the chat comments, "Hey, is your thing broken?" Because we had like a page header at the top that automatically updates from the site, and it's like, "Hey, is it broken?" Because it was already at 100, and we're all confused. So I go and check the page. Sure enough, somebody donated up to 100. So we're like, "Okay, holy crud!" So we did the raffle, and then we upped it to 200. Well, while we were doing the raffle, it immediately filled to 200. So we put it to 500, and it immediately fills to 500. And they're like, just set it to 1,000. So we set it to 1,000. Guess what happened?
Chewy stopped breathing.
I almost fainted when suddenly so-and-so donated $600, shows up on screen, and I have a stroke.
Yeah, you pretty much were just like, I don't know what to do.
I could not function anymore. I didn't expect to get this far, especially in the first stream. I didn't expect this much money to be raised. My chat's freaking out. My cast is freaking out. Everybody's freaking out. And I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and the thing is there was a lot more open dead air on SAR than there was... playing games, just because of like, all right, we have to do this raffle, we have to do this, that.
Because the money just kept coming. We've raised $1,000 so far for the Milwaukee Children's Hospital.
It was $1,070.
$1,061.69 so far. And we will include the link to that down in the description when this video goes live. There should still be... Let's see, this is going up next week, so there should still be 2 weeks left, because it ends in the end of November, right?
I'm not sure. I just know that I'm a moderator on Twitch.
Yeah. I think Extra Life goes to the end of the month, so we will put the link in the description for this if you'd like to donate at all to the Milwaukee Children's Hospital. And that's about all I have for my...
See, it's Children's Hospital of Wisconsin.
Listen, I was there for one thing, so...
But they've got... The thing is, they've got 2 locations. They've got the Milwaukee-ish one, which is near the zoo, like you said, the zoo interchange. And then they've got the Appleton one, which is up in, obviously, Appleton.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh. Oh, I think it's actually Menasha, but they still call it like Appleton. That's the thing with the Fox Valley is, like, it's like, all right, we have this large lake. Let's put towns around it and then just call it a valley.
I mean,
I don't know where Menasha ends
technically
and
correct
starts,
because
or where Little Chute is. There's also Grand Chute up there. There's
wolfletech. Not everybody knows this stuff.
Oshkosh somewhere there.
It's technically a valley.
And
it's
then
just
Fond du
full of
Lac,
water.
Then Fond du Lac, which is literally French for bottom of lake.
So that's where Atlantis was the whole time.
Pretty much.
So
why do you think Mercury Marine set up shop there?
So with, I guess, kind of our week set out of the way, I guess we got a little bit of news, don't we?
You started playing, well, yeah, you did SAR. I played a little bit with you on the stream. And then I went back to mediating things. And we still have to announce the, we still have to draw for the raffle.
Yeah, we can probably...
For the thing.
We can probably do that at the end of the month. Have a couple more streams and add people in as we go.
Well...
But
what we'll do is we'll select it during this episode, just later on at the end. So stick around for the announcement of who we're going to draw. And then I'll be in contact with you this week. We'll
have a person who will either join us for it or will kind of moderate an episode where they pick what we talk about. But for this week, I think we've each kind of picked something to talk about. And I know you were tossing around the idea of talking about... Is it Lemon Brat?
Oh, that. Oh.
So,
I remember the whole cop thing, but that was just because that happened last night.
Well, I remember you were saying you wanted to talk about Lemon Brat. So how about you introduce us to what this topic is?
Hi. Well, random wolfletech knowledge here. I do not own a Lemon Brat suit. I know people who have owned, worked for, have been duped, and also had good service from them too. So
and looked at the horror of a specific suit that you all know and hate.
See, the thing is like Lemon Brat, it's one of those, like, to be honest, like, there's a lot of people with their suits, and there's a lot of decent suits that they've made.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I know a Lemon Brat suitor that had they had an issue with where their roommate accidentally threw out their fursuit head because it was in a trash bag, and they replaced it. Now, I don't know if they bought it or not, but they made it pretty much identical to how they did it, and had the same person make it. And it was, like, a very good thing for them to do. But also, more recently, their quality's kind of gone downhill. Like, what is even that bat?
A being of pure horror that I feel was made by Satan himself in the Lords of Darkness in the darkest realms of a child's nightmares. Because every time I looked at that, I didn't sleep well.
See, it's one of those, like...
So, the thing with Lemon Brat, if you don't know, is they are not like most fursuit makers where it is a single person or a couple who put their heart and soul into each suit and work hard on each of them and only have a very small slot selection. Lemon Brat is essentially the closest to a major, large mascot production company in the furry fandom, with Don't Hug Cacti being right behind them, except actually doing some quality work by not hiring anybody and everybody. They actually do their research and stuff.
And I know that they've had a lot of turnover in their staff and such. And that's kind of, like, it's understandable. Things happen, things change. But, like, typically you don't want your quality to go down in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, it's like, I don't know, like, do people still have the same, like, is there even the same customer service that was there? I don't know.
It's a very, very, like, dangerous path to turn a fursuit company into a large-scale business, especially with the issues of turnover. Considering it's an artistic-based company where It's kind of hard to get employees for that.
See, and I knew 3 people who worked for Lemon Brat, either previously or currently, and they've all told me various different things, like, oh yeah, they were good at this, or they are good at that. Like, to be honest, they're pretty much at every single convention they can make it to. If they can drive to it, they will go to it. I think even Lemon Brat comes to Anime Milwaukee.
Yep, they do.
So, even there, they've showed up and they have things. But it's one of those, like I said, some of their suits I love, are phenomenal. Some of their old new style, pretty much kind of like highlight and stuff. Like that style I loved. That middle, not like cookie cutter at beginning, and we don't know what we're doing here at the end. Like,
there was a golden era, and that golden era died a fiery death around the time that some of the scandals started appearing and people started bailing.
And everyone there's one scandal I know that people remember or recognize, but the thing is all that was tax law misunderstanding. When the company is based in Illinois, have you ever had to deal with anything in Illinois with Illinois government stuff?
Nope.
Have you ever used the toll roads?
Yes, I hate them.
Yes. Now apply that to the entire state.
Well, I already knew that we all hate Illinois. That's kind of a given. People of Illinois hate Illinois. We made this clear when I made a joke on Twitter, and it became one of my most popular posts. When I posted something as a joke that said, you think you got it bad, people are literally living in Illinois, and every Illinois furry retweeted it.
Yeah, they were just it's sad but true. But it's just one of those that's what happened with that is for example, I help run the camp out. I help run another nonprofit, and I work for 2 places that pretty much tax dollars pay my salary. Tax law is something that you don't want to mess around with. And that's why the camp out's set up a certain way. And we have stuff, and you open up your email on your computer.
I'm trying to find the mail thingy to check our mail, but I can't find it.
Which mail?
The one for the Fluffed Up.
You would go to a certain web address, which I'll point to you later.
Okay.
Why were you checking your email?
To see if anyone sent any emails.
Oh.
Because, no
one sent anything to the P.O. box. We got no coupons yet.
One day. It's only been half a week.
Yeah.
But if you think that's bad,
I released a video today.
Oh, yes, you did.
It's just my new channel intro.
Well, I mean, as soon as I got my new camera, I did a channel intro, so it's always good to get back in by just making a new intro.
So
gets the juices flowing.
I did that on my desktop, and you notice how there wasn't an intro or an outro?
Yeah.
Those were updated and only on my laptop, and I didn't feel like going out to my car.
That's relatable. But you've talked about how bad, how problematic Lemon Brat is getting now, but
I hope they
wolfletech.
I hope they improve, but still, yeah.
I have a question for you. You like the internet, right?
I'm in IT.
You like social media, right?
Oh, no. I do, but it's a pain to try figuring out.
Well, let's talk about something that furries regularly have some problems with.
After dark Twitter accounts?
That's something that'll take an hour. We can do that on a different episode.
Coming soon.
We could do that for a live episode. Something that's not safe for work.
Just quickly, on an offshoot, After Dark accounts, they're at Chula Vista for Aquatifur. There literally was Chula Vista -AD. And we were like, oh, Chula Vista has an AD account, and they're accessible in their offices.
But something not as fun as After Dark accounts. You ever hear the term public lynching. Not in the bad ways from back in the day, but in the terms of internet. Which is just as bad, but they're not killing people.
I'm afraid of where you're going with this.
I'd like to point back to a very specific one that has been brought back up to me about a certain furry that almost got into NASA.
Oh.
Do you remember that incident?
I barely do, but I know... the thing is, I know a few furs that actually do work for NASA, or have worked for NASA. Well, in one way, shape, or form.
This one was about to get into NASA, and commented verbatim, "Everyone shut the bleep up, I just got into NASA." And one of the head honchos at NASA commented on her post, "Language." And she ended up yelling at him, and then it came out that he was the owner, and it wasn't him that got her, internship at NASA disqualified. It was the public outcry and attention it got, so NASA had to let her go. Now, this is important because I'd like to reiterate that it wasn't the person that she talked to, and they figured they resolved that and made peace. It's the public that got her fired. Now, this happens a lot in the fandom, where something happens and it becomes a group attack on something that probably wasn't that bad. Now, I'm not talking about things from actual problematic people where they have histories that are they're a zoophile or a pedophile. I'm talking about regular people who did one thing that that a small amount of people got mad enough where they could put up enough of a fuss to get them fired or to ruin their lives. And as an IT professional, you probably have seen this a lot. In some way, shape, or form. Even in school in a small sense. The
outcry of certain things, it honestly is annoying. For example, I was looking at Twitter at work. Now, don't ask me why I was looking at Twitter at work. Because we're recording this on Wednesday, the kids get out at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, so I open up Twitter for a little bit.
If you ever wonder, most of our media is done on Wednesdays, including our YouTube videos. So if you ever wonder when it was made, it's usually a Wednesday.
It honestly works out quite well. But anyway, so guess what was trending today?
Impeach Trump?
No, that's been trending for the last 14 months.
Give me a second and I can see what's trending.
It may be gone, but do you know the healthcare law, what that's called?
Obamacare?
No.
Badger care?
What protects your data?
Net neutrality?
No.
Then
it's called HIPAA. Fun facts with wolfletech. HIPAA. Health information privacy.
Let me go down the list. The Masked Singer, Bill Gates, What Triggers Liberals, RHONJ.
What are you looking at?
Trending.
Well, yeah, but some of these are pulled up.
Things Abe Lincoln wouldn't say.
It may be gone.
Papa John's. Oh, there's HIPAA.
Yep.
Down at number 21.
So, wow.
There's HIPAA.
In the last 4 hours, it went from number 2 to
Apparently
21.
on The Masked Singer, there's a flamingo this time.
So
furries are taking over that show.
Remember
the pup masks?
Oh, yeah, they still have that show annoys me.
Back on topic though.
Anyway, HIPAA, that's what was trending. Just because one person released a slight little bit of information of their daughter's medical record on public. And for a while, HIPAA was just well, this is a HIPAA violation. Now, so there was a lynching kind of going on there today about this one thing. And then there was a counter trending, which was, she's 18. It was just random. Now, the funny part about this is trending doesn't really care about who sent it or what it's about.
All it cares is that there's enough tags.
Spontaneously, I refreshed it like for over 5 minutes. Spontaneously, I see this one ad for like guaranteed HIPAA protection from this like actual healthcare provider. And they're in the middle of this trending feed because their automatic post had tagged HIPAA in it.
So what you're saying is I need to take like a fursuit picture and just tag HIPAA.
What? No, because it's only on 21. It's not going to get seen. However, whatever's trending, tag that, and maybe you'll get views.
Maybe I'll have to practice this with like some random like dumb fursuit joke or something and see if like tagging Ashley Tisdale works.
But yeah, the whole social media outcry with things does get annoying, especially as a like convention runner.
Yeah.
For example,
the amount of like call out posts for like someone doing something dumb and then you look into it and everyone's going against this guy and you look into it and it's made up. The person made a lie about it with no evidence to back it up and a bunch of people asking for evidence and nothing's coming up. And it's like...
Well, and two furcons that don't like they have their differing opinions. This happened, like, probably, I think, about a month ago.
Are you talking about First Squared and Anthro, or,
No, First Square just throws shade at everybody.
Well, First Squared throws shade at the other con
but
because
they know
can't drink.
I was going to say, but they know they can outdrink everybody in the...
Well, the joke...
Except for Motor City, because that whole con's developed around drinking.
Well, the whole joke about... It's a con in Massachusetts. I forget which one it is. Anthro Northeast, I think. It's the one that First Squared is usually on the same month as. The joke is their place that they're at does not allow alcohol.
New England?
Yeah.
But the Boston... It's in Boston. And at least their old hotel.
So it's hilarious because we just make fun of them that they have to be sober while we're all getting crunk.
Yeah. See, but yeah, it's one of those, like, the whole... Like, for example, out west, there was two conventions. They don't like each other. And someone created literally a picture that makes it around every single time it's posted that, like, has one person holding a gun to the head of the other one. And it's just like, wow, like, that went from, like, 0 to...
Is this one of those California-based cons? Because California always seems like it's kind of crazy.
It's out west. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of good conventions out west. BLFC.
Rainforest.
We're not going there. That's like a 2-hour subject.
Do we want to do a deep dive into Rainforest sometime?
That would be like a 2-month excursion.
That'd be a fun couple episodes.
I'd rather not, though, because everyone knows about Rainforest pretty much. And if you don't, you can look it up.
There's a really good, I think it's Into the Rabbit Hole episode on Rainforest, which does a very comprehensive story on what happened and oh god.
Yeah. So anyway, one thing to help with the lynch mob aspect of things. 1, conventions will never pop up to shut down another convention. I'm going to go on the convention side of things just because I know a lot of convention runners with FCLR and stuff. 2, typically, if another convention does pop up in an area, it is well known that area can probably support multiple conventions.
They're also probably run at different times of the year.
Yeah. For example, First Square, Aquatifur
are opposite.
They're like 6 months apart.
If we were to stick a third con into Milwaukee, we would put it in like June or July. Because that would then be 4 months between each convention, which gives them equal playing field.
Yeah, and it would be warm, but not too hot where air conditioning can't take
So if you would like to help us crowdfund a convention in Madison,
That's probably not gonna happen. Like at this moment, it's not happening.
darn.
However, some things that you should come to because it would be super great.
Oh yeah, we're getting to that point where we got to start plugging everything.
Furski.
Okay, so this year
We just announced the date today.
it is February 31st.
There's not.
Oh, I'm sorry, the 1st.
You're an idiot.
No, that's well known.
There's not even 31 days in February.
That's the point.
I figured. That's why I was like, you're an idiot.
Okay, so
It's like that one person that yells into the cave, just like, I'm an idiot, and comes back, you're an idiot.
Well, so the times this year, it is, instead of going to be a 1-day event, it is a 2-day event now.
We got permission for a 2-day event from Devil's Head Resort.
So this will be February 1st and the 2nd.
Yep, it's a
at
weekend.
Devil's Head. And what site do they need to visit to sign up?
Furski.org. Registration isn't open yet because of just finding out that we can do a 2-day event.
Is there a link to the Telegram chat to take part in keeping up the track?
I'll make sure that's on the website, but it should be at FurskiWI.
Okay. Now, we also have...
We'll also have an announcement on the It's Rough Out once I get the website done, and probably next podcast. So
Okay, so we'll be having info on that coming out soon. We'll have a Halloween meet to talk about. That's happening this Saturday.
I won't be there.
I will.
Because I guess I'm working a funeral now.
Wow. That got somber.
Well, they're just using the facility, and I need to help them clean up, as well as there's a show going on.
And now,
weekend, so.
before we end, let's check the emails. Now, wolfletech, how do I get to the emails?
Why do you need... okay.
I lost the thing. I thought I had it up here, but now it's gone. What was it called?
Okay, well... Did they email you direct? Are they going to email you directly? Or
It'd be the Fluffed Up email.
info@fluffedup.us?
Yes, if you'd like to send a question or a complaint, or just to give us something that you want to ask us about, you can give it at...
info@fluffedup.us.
That's info@fluffedup.us.
Just so you know, that also sends an email to both of us. That's why I'm checking my email. We've got nothing.
Darn.
We have Twitter notifications. Ghost Dog has subscribed to you on YouTube.
Cool. Thank you, Ghost Dog.
And then we have a comment on, this isn't Applebee's. Podcaster support. Oh yeah, we're on TuneIn now.
Oh yeah, what are all the different websites that you signed us up for now that we're available on?
More recently, we've been added to Stitcher, TuneIn. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Apple Podcast. We're on Spotify. That was one I was actually surprised we got. And a lot of those link in with all the other ones in the world. So
So if we check iHeartRadio, we're probably on there.
Possibly. iHeartRadio is finicky because they like promoting their own crap.
They like to partner.
Well, they're very controlling of their market.
Yeah.
So they probably won't be on there. Yeah, anyway. So pull up random.org.
Random.org. Oh, yeah.
So we had 3 submissions for the $1,000 mark to either be on a podcast with us or be on a podcast with us. 1 second.
And we are going to now draw their names. Are they on a proper list? Because I already picked it. I already have a number randomly generated. Okay, so Lynx Wolf, congratulations.
All right.
We know you're on our Discord as well, so we'll let you know on there as well. You'll probably learn it before this episode goes live, but congratulations.
So yeah, we'll be in contact with you. I see you have a Twitter, see you have a Telegram. I like how I put, if all else fails, give me an email address, and pretty much everyone had an email address.
Well, thank you guys very much for listening today. Addie was unavailable because Addie is dead. She'll be resurrected by the end of the week.
We had too much fun with the last podcast.
Yeah. And we will see you guys later.
Oh, yeah,
so
you also went bowling, too.
Oh, yeah, I went bowling. That's a different story. Good night, guys, and have a good day.
Outro.
Now
actually go pause it. So that way I don't have to cut as much. ASMR.